welcome to Colliers Park. Welcome to the very latest episode of FC Cymru. Now we're here because Jane Ludlow's team are training just on a grass pitch over there. It's a huge month for the women's side. They've got a friendly against Estonia coming up, but then two massive qualifiers. Firstly against the Faroe Islands, then against Norway, both at Rodney Parade. So let's try and pack those stadiums out. During those games, Sophie Ingle should, fitness permitting of course, reach 100 caps. She's having a fantastic time, becoming one of the Women's Super League's top performers, and also just lifted the League Cup with Chelsea as well. So a great chance to see one of women's football's biggest stars right now. Okay, so later in the show you'll also be finding out why I'm wearing this absolutely beautiful number. You'll be finding out why I'm surrounded by school children here at Colliers Park, and we'll be chatting to the legend that is Tash Harding. But first, we want to introduce Chloe McBratney. Now, Chloe was the winner of the FAW Grassroots Awards for Outstanding Achievement in 2019.
So at 18 months old, I was diagnosed with optic nerve hypoplasia. So I've got no sight at all in my right eye and limited vision in my left. I also have macular hypoplasia, which is a degenerative condition and is taking the rest of my sight. I also have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue disorder. So all my ligaments are longer than they should be. So a lot of my joints hyperextend and dislocate. And then I also have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which is a heart condition, and my heart rate can spike at any time. So from standing up, it can go from maybe 70 beats per minute to 200.
If you can't see very well,
Yeah.
how do you know what the kids are doing?
You can hear them. When our team is training, I hear everything. If they're on the other side of the pitch, I know exactly what they're doing. And a lot of the time you can hear the ball coming through the air.
Shut up.
You can, yeah.
That's amazing.
We're amazed by her. 2 years old, she would be outside playing with a ball, basketball, football.
Rollerblades, roller skating, skateboarding with the kids in the street.
Yeah.
She just did it all. When she was born, I was told by doctors that she was totally blind, they would never ever see. It's incredible what she can actually do and what she can see.
How are mum and dad coping with you throwing yourself into many sports and literally throwing yourself around as a goalkeeper?
They've been really supportive with everything. So from the age of 6, I played football. So they were there from day one on the side of a rainy football field with me. Didn't let anything stop me. I played for an all-boys team. I did have a parent behind the goal letting me know what side the ball was coming, or especially for when it came to goal kicks, of what side to put it on. So that really did help a lot.
When she was tiny, when she was little and going to playgroup, they were always like, oh, got to, careful, look after her. And I was like, no, she's just got to learn to bounce like everybody else.
So you're training a range of disabilities, a range of abilities as well.
It's a struggle, definitely, trying to figure out how to coach somebody who's got a completely different condition to what I have. All our players are completely different. Some have got similar disabilities but cope with it in different ways.
When I first turned up here, I wasn't quite sure how to communicate with the boys, and she was quite friendly along those lines and coaching me along and how to take training drills. She's here every week, very nice shine. You saw the weather early, here every single time, non-stop, and deserves all the credit she gets.
You've got your C licence, you've got your B licence, this is in goalkeeping. A?
It's definitely an ambition of mine. I also want to do all my levels in outfield coaching as well. But all of this will depend on how my sight deteriorates. If it gets too bad, then obviously I won't be able to carry on with my levels, but I would still be coaching. Yeah, hoping just to carry on coaching and playing football if possible.
You've got a fan, look. You've got a fan.
Hi. Long-term plan is to coach in America or Canada. I have studied out in Canada for 5 months as part of my university degree. So I absolutely love it out there, and that would be my ambition, is to coach high level up there.
It just shows that she has determination, strength of character. She's so kind and helpful to other people. She's always supporting other people as well. She just loves it, and they love her.
Well, Chloe's my special little girl. She's grown into her own person. does what she wants, achieves what she wants.
Whatever decision she makes, she will make that happen.
Well, I am exhausted because we've just walked a full 100 metres there.
Yeah.
Which you should be lovely and warmed up and ready for your coaching session.
Yeah, I hope they weren't timing us.
No, that was
a bit too slow.
A bit too slow. Yeah, that was my fault though.
That was Emily.
Emily. Let's down.
Amazing stuff. Chloe, thank you very much for telling us your story. Wonderful stuff. So, the skies have changed, the lights have come out. Tash Harding, you've joined us, thanks very much. It's a fantastic day. Tell us first of all, why have you guys decided to come up north?
Look, we want to play in all parts of Wales if we could. It's out of our hands as players, but it's great to be here, it's great to be in this facility. Yeah, it's great to be in North Wales. I don't want to jinx it, but the weather's all right at the minute.
It is. I can still get away with the t-shirt. And the other great thing is the amount of girls that we've had here playing and participating in football, taking part in Huddle, and that is just so good for the future of game in Wales.
Yeah, and look, I never probably had this when I was growing up, or I'd been an aspiring football player, and now we're a lot more visible, which is really good. And you know, to have this girls programme across Wales, I think is credit to the FAW Trust and the media outlets as well. And I know there's a lot of hard work that goes behind the scenes, and you know, like nights like tonight, the way it's paying off, and it's great that we can come down and show our faces.
And they love you lot. They love you lot. Like, the amount of the amount of signings that we saw earlier was incredible.
That's the good ones.
That's the good ones. Big month for you guys as well. There's 2 rather big games coming up in April. How are you feeling?
Yeah, really excited. Since the Northern Ireland draw, I just said to the girls, you know, we have to get something against Norway, and you know, we have an aim, and you guys can guess that. So we're just going to work hard, and hopefully, you know, everyone stays fit. Touch wood. Touch wood.
Good stuff. Now, you might have noticed I'm wearing a rather beautiful top.
Are you?
You haven't noticed my beautiful top,
yeah.
Tash. Fantastic. Football versus homophobia. This is for Conway Borough. They played a game last year to raise awareness for the month of February, which is football versus homophobia. A really important month.
Yeah, and look, me being one of the players that are out and proud of who I am and being gay, I think is really important. You know, we not just have visibility in terms of, you know, women's football, but, you know, everything else that comes with it. And, you know, we can't credit them enough for what they do and how they try to level the playing field. But, you know, as well as credit to Conway Borough for having that on their shirt. Not many football places or football teams would do that, and, you know, we admire their bravery, and I think, you know, a lot of other clubs and fans and other players can take their bravery as a note and a token gesture to, you know, you can do it if I can say this, if you can have the balls to do it. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I've had the balls to put this on, and it is a rather beautiful shirt. Thank you very much, Tash. I like to think so too. But we sent Alex along to Conway Borough to find out the idea behind their football versus homophobia game and about the award that they've just won.
It kind of sounds ridiculous, but we're still having this conversation about homophobia in football. And in this day and age, it's sad, but it's true. Well, this club, they decided that they wanted to take a stand against that. They did something wonderful, something marvellous, something which really galvanised the community, which got them exposure across the world, and we wanted to find out about the effect it's had on the club and on the community.
Conwy Borough Football Club backed the Football Against Homophobia initiative in March 2019, and we thought it was a very important campaign to get behind. The initial idea came from our kit supplier, Ian Senior of SK Kits, who suggested it, and when he suggested the idea, we thought it was an absolutely fantastic initiative to get behind, and following on from that, Ian created a bespoke rainbow-themed kit for the game that we designated in support of the campaign.
Take me through the actual day then. I mean, was there even were there any fears, any trepidation? Were you worried about we would turn up, whether anybody would turn up?
Tiny things like how many pies do we order? Are we going to get a bigger than normal crowd? I produce the programme, do I produce more? So you worry that weather and everything else would affect, but it didn't, and it was great on the night. I did the turnstile. As I say, we had 3 or 4 times the normal crowd. It just went really well. It went so quickly. You know, you're worried sick when these things are happening. Is everything going to... And everything just fell into the plan. A lot of volunteers turned up. Some stayed on that are still here today, which we would never have got if we won for the game. So, you know, the awareness of the charity, but the awareness for the football club and for the area was just great.
What we did to raise awareness of the campaign, we auctioned off the match-worn shirts, and it generated interest from around the world, and we sold kits as far afield as Russia, Canada, the USA and continental Europe.
Your efforts have been recognised as well. So Football versus Homophobia, they got in touch with you, that you are an award winner. Then tell me how that came about.
Yeah, absolutely. Football and Homophobia, they have an annual award ceremony, and we were nominated in the category for the Welsh League section of that award ceremony, and we were fortunate enough to win the award because of the campaign that we ran. Now, it was fantastic to win that, but the award was sort of secondary to the actual impact that we had in terms of raising awareness of their campaign generally.
Conway have been a fantastic advocate for Football Review Homophobia. The first club in North Wales to come on board with this initiative last year, and they didn't just do the bare minimum, they went well above and beyond. And actually this is, you know, the heart of where football begins for most people. This is their experience of playing the game, and that's why at this level it is probably more important than at Premiership level, because this is people's real experiences of football.
What wider impact does actions like this, signing up to FEH, to have a no tolerance policy, what wider impact does that have on community?
Well, it's definitely a ripple effect. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Last year we had about 15 clubs from Wales sign up. This year we've had 30. And there's no doubt that clubs look in on each other and go, hang on a minute now, what are they doing there? And, you know, what profile has that brought to them? So the heart and soul of football is out on the pitches on a Saturday and a Sunday here. So that kind of ripple effect is really, really important.
There you go, the brilliant Conway Borough. Thank you very much for inviting us up, guys. Fantastic stuff. Right, okay, so we've moved across the pitch. Johnstown are playing behind us. We've got Jono from Johnstown and Dan as well, two coaches there. Jono, first of all, a great day for the kids, meeting some of their stars. What exactly has been going on for you guys?
Yeah, so this season we've had plenty going on. We've had lots of festivals for our under-10s team, and also our under-12s playing the North Wales Girls League. Obviously, we've just spoken about them. They come and play their festivals here at Colliers on a regular basis. Obviously this sort of thing for them to come and play here with the girls tonight for Wales before they play on Friday is fantastic, and having to meet their idols, as we could call it, for the girls, and obviously having their question and answer session inside was really good for them, so they've learned a lot from the questions that they've asked tonight as well. The participation rate even up here in North Wales has really progressed in this last 12 months. I think we've got about 35 girls signed on playing for ourselves now across the two teams. But yeah, it's a really progressive game. I think it's becoming an equal to the boys' game in this area now.
Really?
And that's a good thing to see. The more people that see girls playing football is obviously like Wales playing on Friday night at Wrexham. That's what we want to see up here in the north, so yeah, fantastic.
And listen, it's you coaches as well that go out there and do it and give up your own time for it. It takes a lot to do. What is it that drives you as grassroots coaches?
The enjoyment that you see from the kids, definitely that, you know, just seeing them buzzing after training, it's just, you know, that's what makes it all worth it, I think, at the end of the day.
Makes it all worthwhile.
Definitely.
Awesome stuff. Well, listen, thank you very much, gents. We better let you get back to coaching the girls. I'm not sure where they've gone, actually. They seem to have disappeared from behind us. Yeah, but we're going to meet a very special coach. These guys have told you about all it takes to be a grassroots coach. We're going to meet Mel Holmes. Mel Holmes not only was Coach of the Year in 2019, she was also Mum of the Year at the FAW Grassroots Awards. So let's go and meet her.
As a mum, you've got to be a motivator, a physio, a kit washer, and everything else in between. Now we're here today to meet one mum who's doing that and so much more. Let's go meet this super mum. So you're a coach, you're a mum, and you're everything else in between. Take us through your average weekend.
Well, it starts on a Friday night. Obviously go shopping for the family to eat. Saturday morning is game day for the two youngest kids. So obviously get up, get ready for match day. One comes here to play and one goes to Penwethig. Then Saturday afternoon it'll be the husband and the eldest boy playing, and then Sunday's game day for me.
So football is literally everything about your weekend.
Yeah, it is. It is a very big part of my life, and I'd be lost without it. Penryn, from the start, from when we moved here, very close, and obviously getting more involved in it now means the world to me. I wouldn't go to any other club. Yeah, it's a very big community. However, we also have many players that come from far and wide to play just for Penryn, which is a good boost to the club. And every year we get more and more players, so we must be doing something right.
You play as well as your husband and all of your children. How do you find the time?
Because you love the sport, you make the time. I didn't think I'd be playing at this age, but you know, I wanted to do something for me, and that's the me time then.
What's the best thing about being a football mum?
Seeing the joy on their faces, whether it's scoring a goal or they've done something fantastic on the pitch. But then also, you know, when they haven't had a good time on the pitch, is being there to comfort them. It's just great being a mum. Well, I coach different age groups. I do little ones as well as the under 12s. I do it because I enjoy it, but also seeing the progression in the players and seeing their enjoyment of the game, that's the main part of it. Yeah, it is daunting when you first start because you don't really know what to do, but you learn as you go, same as the players are learning. We make mistakes, we're all human, and I'm hoping I've got better over the years. Yeah, to see them coming back every week and their smiles on their faces. I mean, we do get days when we have a bad game, but we get round it, we work together, and I always speak to my players. I like to inform my players to make a happy team. We all know what's happening, whether it's new players joining or people leaving. You know, we all know what's going on, and I find we all work on the same page then, and we get better results.
When you're coaching youth football, you've got the hopes and dreams of your entire team in your hands. And one of the most important things to do is to explain that not everyone can play as a striker. Well, we've been chatting to the Penryn Cork under 12s to find out what they think about their Coach of the Year. So tell me, what's it like to play under Mel? What's she like as a coach?
Oh, she's a good coach, and she teaches us a lot how to play football and play as a team. She's fair to everyone. She doesn't hate one person and loves everyone else. She's nice to every person that she coaches.
It's really fun being coached by Mel. If you do something wrong, she won't hate on you. She'll just give you a correction.
Is she the best coach you've ever had?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Probably, yeah.
What's the worst thing, if there is any?
Her reffing. She's not a very good ref.
What's the biggest challenge for being a coach?
Sometimes training can be a bit difficult because I think they've got a lot of steam to blow off, and you've got to try and keep them focused. And I said, and now they've realised, you know, it's a team effort. It's not down to one particular player. The way they play now is absolutely fantastic. I can't fault them. They're absolute fantastic bunch of boys. I wouldn't swap them for the world. They're definitely staying with me.
Coach of the Year! Coach of the Year! Coach of the Year!
And there you go. All power to you grassroots coaches, because we know you replicate what Mel does every single weekend, whatever the weather. So thank you for all the hard work you do in grassroots football. But that's the end of FC Cymru for this episode. It's the end of this sensational shirt for now. Because if you follow our social media details, we will have more information on the shirt coming soon. Yeah, a bit of cryptic for you. Also, next FC Cymru episode, we've got two very special presenters. Out with the old, in with the new, is how I'll put it. More information on that to come. We'll see you soon.